Hi everybody and welcome to Belle Speaks. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of me talking my shenanigans, and I hope that it has been interesting for you guys. I know I've been missing MIA for a minute, but like I told you in my last video, I am here, I am back, I am ready to get into some things because I am rejuvenated and I have some good material that I have been, really exploring and really working on. So I think going forward, we're going to have a good time, okay? And before we even get started, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate the subscription. Hit that subscribe button. I need that, okay? So click like, click share. Do not forget at the end of this video to leave a comment. I love to get your feedback, even if you don't agree with me, because I always say this is my opinion, it's not law. All right, so make sure and leave your opinions and your comments on the bottom. I am here for it. The topic for this video today is set boundaries with your boyfriend because your boyfriend is not your husband. Okay? Let's get into it. I feel like women supposed to be strong and, beautiful and powerful in our own right. And I think that women are supposed to use what God gave us better than anybody else. That's why God created us, honey, because a man ain't nothing without us. So let's just back up. The very first thing that I want you to know is you have to stop extending yourself to a boyfriend. There's dangers when you don't set boundaries and you don't set limits in a relationship. When you just meet a man, you should not be cooking his food, washing his clothes, taking care of his children, walking his dog. It's certain things you shouldn't do. When you just meet a guy, he should be courting you. He should be taking you out. You should be paying attention to how he treats you, how he treats other people around him, how he talks to other people. What is his interaction like? What is his body language like? You really have to study people, so you don't end up in these toxic ass situations. So when you first meet someone, don't just be like, oh my God, what can I do for you? Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Instead, sit back and observe. Let the initial beginning stages of the relationship be all about observation, not about you cooking and cleaning and spreading your legs, but more about watching him to decide, am I really, do I like the way he treat his kids? Do I like the way he talk about his exes? Do I appreciate his thoughtfulness towards me? What is it about him that sets him apart from everyone else that I've ever been with, or from everyone else in general? Because in reality, when we choose a mate and we choose a person, or we choose someone to share our space and time and life with, we really need to be more concerned with how they treat other people first before we get so consumed with how they treat us. Because I'll tell you this, sweetheart, if a man treat everybody else around you like shit, it's a matter of time before he gonna treat you like that. If as soon as you meet this person, he's bashing his ex about how that bitch this and how she's that and she's nasty and she's lazy and she's this and she's that, which a lot of guys do, automatically that should be a flag. Oh, he got issues. Oh my God. Even if that was the case, why would you even tell me that? What kind of man exposes somebody that he used to have a relationship with in that way to someone who he just met? Pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the details so that you don't end up in a crazy situation that you regret and you waste your life and time on. Baby girls, let me tell y'all something. If you pay attention to what's happening right now in our society, in our world, like, people are dying younger and younger and younger. Okay? Do not waste your days, your life. We don't know how much time we have. You know what I mean? You can hear tomorrow I drop dead. Like, that's real. You know what I mean? But what you don't want to do is waste your energy and love and time with someone who's not deserving of that. So you have to be protective of yourself, because before you're responsible for anything or anyone else, you are always responsible for you. Okay? Moving on to my second point. Not because somebody give you sex, time, and attention does not mean that you are in a monogamous relationship. Not because somebody give you sex, time, and attention, and sometimes even money and all that, that does not mean that you are in a respectful situationship. You could be in the presence of a person and they give you sex, time, attention, buy you anything you want, and they still treat you like shit. To them, it really doesn't matter. What they get out of it is more beneficial than what they give you, right? And where it comes to the point where you treat them like a boyfriend or a husband, you have to be careful with that. Because the thing about it is, you just might be a slide. And if you don't know what that is, a slide is when, he come through, he slide in between your legs, you slide out the door. Okay? And that's that. You just a slide. You know what I'm saying? You just a slide. You just a side chick. You just a jump off. You just a chicken head. You just whatever you want to call you. But you ain't his lady. You're not his woman. You're not his wife. And therefore, you should not be doing things for this person who doesn't value you in the way that you're giving yourself to them. And that's what I mean by stop extending yourself. So you're giving so much and you pouring so much into a situation or a person and you ain't getting nothing back. Are you dumb? Stop doing that. For real. Stop doing that. And I know I'm real blunt, but this is who I am. God gave me this personality. Deal with it. You don't like it, click off. Bye. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you if you want to come back. Oh well. But I'm good. I'm going to say what I want to say. And I feel like, I just want y'all to hold yourself to a higher standard. Because guess what? Whatever a person wants, they do what it takes to get it. So if a person really wants you, don't you think they'll do what it takes to keep you and have you and cherish you? But it all sets the tone for how you treat yourself. That's why boundaries are so important. You can't be doing things beforehand. Okay, and that brings me to my third point. Allow a man to deserve you. Give him the opportunity to prove himself. And let him prove to you that he deserves you. Because they always said, we're the prize. The woman is the prize. And so you have to be very careful on how much you just allow and how much you take that's inadequate. You have to raise your standard to the point where I'm not saying have standards up to here, but if you want to have standards up to there, what's wrong with that? There's a man out there who's looking for somebody with standards up to here, and that's fine. But what you have to do and what you have to realize is if a person want a house, they work hard, they save their money, they fix their credit, they get it, right? If you want a car, you need to do the same thing. If you want her, you have to go to school, you have to acquire the skills and the knowledge. Okay, you put in the time, you put in the investment, and then you accomplish it with hard work. Why is it that with women, we just feel like we're so nothing and where we could give so much of ourselves for nothing? I think something is wrong with that. And my dream is to build women's self-esteem by being bluntly honest. Because sometimes we settle for shit. Anytime somebody serve you a platter of shit and you take it, that's your fault. You the dummy who got to sit there and smell it and deal with it. And you probably going to eat it too. Because maybe you don't know no better. Or maybe you don't feel like you're worth it. But listen, if nobody told you you're worth it, you are worth somebody treating you right, someone being respectful to you, and somebody giving you what you deserve. Every woman is worth, every person, let's take women out of it. But I talk to y'all women, but every person is deserving of someone who is going to treat them with respect, someone who is going to take care of their heart. And if you're going to be in a relationship with a person who is not going to be protective of your heart, you are in a wrong relationship and you are fooling yourself. If you think that you will be happy in that toxic bullshit, it ain't gonna happen. So here's what, just keep it moving until you find somebody who is good for you, honey, and love your damn self. Be your own husband and your own wife to yourself until you feel like you are with someone who's deserving of that part of you, because that is a lot to give to someone. Okay, my fifth point is, now there's a point in the relationship where after you get comfortable and after you feel secure enough, right? And every part of your being feels secure with this person. You feel safe, you feel secure, you feel loved, you feel appreciated. It's okay to lift the bar, baby. You could add, you could lift some of those boundaries at the beginning. But my point of this video is to show you that you can't give everything at the beginning. You have to hold something back. You have to be able to show somebody a glimpse, like, this is what you could get right here. Only if you behave a certain way. Only if you treat me a certain way. If not, I'm not going to give that to you because you don't deserve it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be cooking people dinner every night. Stop taking care of people's children. Stop going to somebody's house and being, a maid and all of that. Because a lot of people out here, they say they want relationships, but they don't want to do what it takes to keep a relationship. What they want is a living maid and a porn star. Okay, that's what they want. Oh, and don't forget, you got to be as humble as a dove, okay, and quiet as a sheep, honey. Because even I think a dove make more noise than a sheep, for real. They just want you quiet and humble and sweet. And then when they want to freak, they want you to come out like the 50 Shades of Grey on steroids, and they want all those things. But guess what? If they're not doing what it takes to get that, why are you giving that up? What make you think that after a while you're not gonna get worn out and feel inadequate, feel like you're being used, unappreciated? Avoid all of that stuff. I'm telling you, if you give too much to a person, after a while you will feel burnt out. You cannot give so much when you're not getting it back. You have to give equally. That's why now everybody said, well, I'm going to give you the energy you give me. That's real and it's accurate. That's right. Because if they're not going to put the energy into you, what you putting the energy into them for? Moving on to my next point. One ring is a broken promise. And what I mean by that is sometimes y'all nag men to marry y'all and they give y'all an engagement ring that they bought from the pawn shop for $100 or something. Or they might buy you a nice ring, whatever. But let me tell you something. One ring is a broken promise. It's not official till you get two. And a fiance is not a wife. So until you are a wife, and until you don't have not one but two rings, elevated from the fiance to the wife, stop giving everything. Just don't do it. Because it's not the same thing. What you give your husband cannot be what you give your boyfriend. And what you give your boyfriend cannot be what you give your fiance. You can't big on intentions. You got to mind people's intentions. You got to watch how people treat you. You have to watch the intentions behind what they do. Okay, so dangle what a person could have from you. You have to show them what they could have without giving it to them fully. A man could know that you're a clean woman. He could know you know how to cook. He could know you kind. He could know a lot of things about you. But he's not supposed to get everything. Please don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the okie doke. And set the bar of your life a little higher. Set the standard that you settle for a little higher. Because if you don't, why should anybody give you respect? If you don't even respect yourself, you got to respect yourself. And yeah, just have a microwave version of an idea. And a lot of people have a microwave version of relationships without wanting to put in the work and put in the effort. A relationship is work, okay? And in case you didn't know, the Bible said it's better to be single than married, okay? It's better to be single than married, honey. Because the single woman sleep better at night. She have less stress and less frustration because she don't got to deal with the troubles that a married woman do have. And I'm not saying that a marriage is not great or beautiful, because it is. But what I am saying is stop trying to be in relationships with people who's not giving you what you deserve, and stop giving so much of yourself that you lose so much of you by trying to keep somebody and win somebody, because it's not going to work. In the end, you will not be happy. If you don't take nothing else from this video, don't give yourself to people who don't deserve you, because in the end, you would not be happy. Okay, treat your boyfriend like the boyfriend and the husband like the husband. But you can't mix the two, baby. It's not going to work. And in a nutshell, which was my last and final point, you give everything to your husband, but you damn sure don't give everything to your boyfriend. Okay, so tuning in. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to share. Make sure and let me know how you feel. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope you're not mad at me. I hope I stepped on some toes. I hope I made you aware of something that maybe you didn't pay attention to or whatever. Whatever it is, I thank you for tuning in with me and sticking around anyway. Until next time, I will see you later. Until next time.